Hey guys, so I'm assuming because you clicked on this video, you are interested in transforming your life and getting into shape, and I hope this video kind of gives you guys motivation to continue to transform your life, transform your body, and become the best version of yourself. As you know, my channel is focused around self-improvement, and one of the best things that you could do to self-improve is to improve your physical fitness. And getting in shape transformed my life in many ways. Before, I used to be 215 pounds. I went from 215 pounds at my heaviest to about 169 pounds currently. I am sub 15% body fat. I have fully visible six-pack abs. And I went from having the dad bod to having the beach bod. And the way you do this is through consistency and discipline, and I think that it helps to have some motivation and something to look forward to at the end of the journey. So I'm gonna kind of break down some things that I noticed as I transformed and lost weight and got into shape. And so this will hopefully motivate you as well, the viewer, to continue with your journey. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I noticed, and this was a major one, is my confidence went through the roof. So I used to be not very confident. I used to be scared of approaching people. I would always wonder what people thought of me because I was overweight. And once I started getting into shape and seeing my body transform, it gave me the confidence to be able to approach people more easily, and it gave me something that helped me to know that I'm worthy. And it's kind of hard to explain. So when you start getting into shape, you start noticing that people treat you better, and that kind of in turn helps your confidence. But there's also that internal confidence that people have, and your self-worth is closely tied to how you appear to others. A lot of people have that. And I know it sounds messed up, but looks are very important, especially in today's society. I know a lot of people say the looks aren't important and it's, what's inside of you that's more important. But sadly, I don't think that's true. I think that looks play an equal or even a bigger part in how people perceive you than the internal. So the first thing that I noticed was an increase in confidence and the way that people treated me. People treated me a lot better than what I was when I was 215 pounds. So the next thing is that I noticed that I got way more attention from women. So women do notice a change in body fat. The more lower body fat percentage you get, the more attractive you look to the opposite gender. And the reason for this is rooted in biology and evolution. Narrowly speaking, the more lean you are and the more muscular you are, the more physically fit you are, and the more likely you are to be able to protect and provide for your future offspring. And with evolution, as you know, the main goal is to reproduce and to create viable offspring that also grow into adulthood. So when you have that chiseled body and you have the V taper and you have big shoulders, that indicates to the opposite gender that you can be that person, that you can be their protector. And this is one of the reasons why women tend to be attracted to men that are taller, is because on a subconscious level, they feel that a taller man can protect them better. But obviously only you can only do so much. You can't change your height, obviously. I am 5'9", so I am considered, I guess, average height, you can say. But there's ways to compensate. And like I said, one of the ways to compensate is to get in shape. And you being muscular will definitely get a lot more attention from women. I get women that comment on my physique all the time, coworkers, just people that you see walking around, at the grocery store. You notice that women will give you more attention and stare your way. So this is another thing to look forward to. Not only will you have confidence, but you also change the way people perceive you, and that will in turn give you even more confidence, and it's like a loop. So that is the second thing that you can look forward to if you get in shape and lose weight and build a muscular physique. So the third thing, and this is not as commonly spoken about, but when you're able to see physical changes in your body from consistency and discipline, it kind of transfers into other aspects of your life. And what I mean by that is there are pretty much any skill requires consistency and discipline. And one of the things that reinforces consistency and discipline is being able to see changes and know that what you're doing is actually making a big difference. And once you get that in fitness and health, you start doing the same thing with your finances. You start doing the same thing with your relationships. You start finding ways to adopt good habits and stick to them because you see the end result. And so I've noticed that once I started getting into shape, other aspects of my life I started being more consistent with. For example, saving more money or making sure that I take care of my relationship and make sure that I do things to keep healthy relationships with my family and friends. And it's just kind of an interesting thing because once you start focusing on one aspect of your life and you start seeing changes, you start also doing the same thing with other areas. And that's just an extra perk that comes from it. So that is another major thing that a lot of people, I guess, don't really talk about as often. I feel like the confidence and increased attention from women is a pretty straightforward one, though. So that is the third thing that you'll notice once you start getting into shape. Okay, so the fourth and final thing that I'm going to discuss related to what happens once you start transforming your life and getting into shape and losing weight and building muscle is your testosterone will start increasing. And the more leaner you get, generally, the more testosterone you have to a certain point. So once you start going into single digit body fat, obviously then your hormones start shutting down, and that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just staying within the 10 to 15% body fat range. That will make your testosterone go up. Because generally, the more fat you have, the more likely your body is to synthesize testosterone into estrogen. And you do not want that. Estrogen is primarily what gives female their feminine traits. So that's another major thing that I noticed is I felt like I had more energy, my testosterone went up, and when you do heavy compound lifts in general, deadlifts, heavy squats, you'll notice that you actually feel more energized afterwards. And it's because you have a spike in testosterone. It does also kind of, I don't know, this is something that I've noticed. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this that started doing heavy deadlifts, but I start getting like kind of angry after I do like a really big, like I deadlift 405 for a couple reps. I just had this like angry look on my face, and I think it's because of that spike. Because testosterone can make you more aggressive and angry. This is something I've noticed myself. I don't know if you guys have. You can put that in the comments below. But that's a major perk. Testosterone is very important as a man for multiple different things: your energy, your motivation, your dedication to improving yourself is closely tied to your testosterone levels. People that have low testosterone tend to have low energy. They don't tend to have as much motivation to improve themselves and succeed. And so you'll notice that that will also increase. So just summarize, these are just a couple things. There's many more benefits that I could discuss, but these were the ones that came to my mind today that I wanted to kind of discuss with you guys. Hopefully that motivates you to continue on your self-improvement journey. And I hope you guys found that helpful. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I am a new YouTuber. I'm trying to get my name out there, and I will start making more content related to different areas that I'm interested in related to self-improvement as well. Currently, I'm kind of focused more on fitness, but pretty soon I'm going to start going into relationships, finances, and multiple other areas that I'm interested in just talking about. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Solstice signing out.